Ladies and gentlemen, to today's episode where we're going to be discussing about New Spring Church with Reverend Simon Mwangi, who is a founding pastor and the presiding pastor of the ministry. To start, we can just have a short background of who Reverend Mwangi is. We'll take it from there.
Yes, my name is Reverend Simon Mwangi, and I am a husband, I am a father, and indeed I've been a pastor for the last 20 years, currently leading New Spring Church alongside the other ministers that God has brought our way. And I'm truly thankful for this opportunity to talk to you viewers about the journey of New Spring Church and the things that God is doing in and through us.
When did New Spring Ministries start, or when was the seed planted?
Well, the journey of the founding of New Spring Church started, I would say, about 2 years ago when God prompted my wife and I to move from the city of Nairobi to come to Nyahururu, and our primary reason for moving was not actually planting the church. It was somewhere in the background, but the initial ministry that we came to this town to do was reaching out and ministering to pastors and their spouses through a ministry that we run that indeed gives us psychosocial and spiritual support to pastors, their spouses, and their children. But indeed, when we got here, it became very clear to us that there was a need for a truly biblical and truly life-giving church in this community. And then God put it in our hearts. Sometimes last year, but I would say, is soon after we came to this town to begin a fellowship right in our house, which we did. And with a group of few people, we started meeting together on a weekly basis, and progressively God led us into the direction of actually launching New Spring Church as we have it today.
How long ago did you do the official launch?
The church has been in existence now for the last 5 months, because the official launch was in the year 2023. This is the year we are in, on the month of February the 5th. That's when we officially launched the church.
Most people might be asking, what is a guiding doctrine, or you can call it a dogma,
right,
of New Spring Ministries?
A very good question. As I've mentioned, the philosophy behind the ministry of New Spring Church is 3 key things that we focus on. Number one, we are saying that we are a truly biblical church. And basically what that means is that we are founded upon the principles of the Word of God, which is, of course, the Old Testament and the New Testament. And primarily we are saying that we operate within those boundaries. As Paul will tell Timothy in the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4, that know how to behave in the household of God. And we pick that, and we're saying that everything that we do, every decision that we make, and everything that we engage ourselves in is founded on that principle, that we want to make sure that we are truly biblical, not only in our doctrines, meaning what we teach, but also in our practice, how we live. So that indeed, when somebody walks into this church or gets into contact with anybody who has the DNA of New Spring Church, they're going to connect with people who have a truly biblical worldview in regard to the decisions that they are making on a day-to-day basis, but also in regard to the things that they are teaching, both at home but also in the workplace. So that is the first thing. But then the second thing about New Spring Church is that we are a life-giving church. And this is inspired by the story of Jesus with the Samaritan woman at the well. And then Jesus tells the Samaritan woman that I'm going to give you water to drink. And if you drink this water out of you, they're going to be rivers of living water that will flow, from you. And indeed, we're saying that as we interact together, as we connect and learn from the Word of God, we become a well from which people will drink and they'll be refreshed. And indeed, we become life changers in the community that we are in. Because we're saying we're not just, Sunday Christians. We are Christians in the marketplace. We are Christians in our homes. We are Christian in our schools. And we want to issue life. We want to be able to impact people in every situation that they're in. And then the third and equally important is that we're not only a truly biblical church and a life-giving church, but we're also saying that we are a church for the generation. And basically what that means is that we want to be able to have and bring a solution even to the issues that affect this generation. Because we are living in a time, of course, these are days of freedom, and we would almost say, like it was said in the Old Testament in the book of Judges, that everyone did what was right in their own eyes. But we are saying the solution to this generation is a people getting to connect with the knowledge of who God is. And when they know who God is in terms of His character and His nature, but also understand what His will is, then the generation that we are in becomes a generation that indeed walks in the fear of God, and indeed we leave a legacy, because we are going to exit this space someday soon. And therefore we want to make sure that we are exiting or leaving behind us children who really know and appreciate what God really wants them to do, and not only knowing, but also walking in obedience, to the ways of God. So, in a nutshell, that is what New Spring is all about.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now, you see, when you have these principles for this ministry to follow that path, what kind of programs are you maybe running right now, or planning to run, so that they can gel and push this agenda of biblical church, a church for the generation, and a life-giving church? What can you just briefly in a nutshell, give us the programs that you initiated and the ones that are planned in the future?
Yeah, once again, and thank you. For us to be able to achieve the vision and the mandate that God has given us, we take up a philosophy of lifelong discipleship. In other words, what we're saying, at the moment when any single individual comes into contact with New Spring Church, the journey begins of discipleship. Whether these are children, or they are teenagers, or they are young adults, or they are adults, male or female, the moment we come into contact with New Spring Church, a journey of discipleship begins. And therefore, we have in our programs ministry that focuses on children. And if I can talk about that in a moment, we have children who come here every week, and particularly we have programs that run on Saturdays. We have in the afternoons for children, below 15 years of age. These are teenagers and children, but also on Sundays. But also, again, we have discipleship programs for adults, both men and women. We have discipleship programs for young people. And basically, our focus and our commitment is to ensure that anybody who comes into New Spring Church, regardless of the space they are in their journey, whatever season they are in their lives, they are able to connect with the Word of God, but also to connect with believers who are able to guide them in their own journey of growth. So in a nutshell, everything that we do, there could be a lot of activities that we do, but it all boils down to this one thing: lifelong discipleship. even for everyone who comes to New Spring.
Wow. Lifelong discipleship. Ladies and gentlemen, keep that in mind. Now, Pastor Simon, Reverend Simon, these programs are very interesting. For those viewers that would like to know more about this, because I'm sure this is a very short program to explain everything, which platforms or where can they physically find you?
Yeah, we are located in Nyahururu town. We are 4 kilometers from Nyahururu town on the highway that goes to Nakuru. Just to the left, we are about 400 meters from the main road. You see our sanctuary there, just next to the river, and a beautiful facility that God has provided for us that we can enjoy. But also, you can be able to join us through our media platforms, and you see on your screens there we have the Facebook account, we have the all those other social media platforms where you can be able to join with us and connect with us for worship and for fellowship. And of course, our contacts are there if you want to get in touch with us.
Thank you very much. Now, for those who would like to partner or volunteer, because from what I hear, this is a new church, and I'm sure the people who maybe want to serve ministry, I want to know how they can partner or volunteer.
Yeah, indeed. We have opportunities for everyone who has the desire to grow their talents and God-given gifts and utilize them in the work of the ministry. And you can join us, and even through our pastoral team, when you contact us, we can be able to place you somewhere that you can really serve God, whether it is through music, whether it is through community service, where we're doing home visitations and reaching out to children and young people, and all other ministries, including even being able to serve with our media ministry. We have a whole set of ministries that we can engage you, young and old alike. Just come and be part of this great work that God is doing in our town.